When you're a tenant, it's sometimes difficult to know what you're renting, maintenance responsibilities, and what landscaping work we are allowed to carry out. That's why we've created this comprehensive guide to help you make sense of it all. Whether you're a new tenant or already have some experience, this guide will help you understand your obligations and rights. From routine maintenance to renovation work, find out all you need to know about live peacefully in your rented property. The tenant's routine maintenance responsibilities. The tenant is responsible for obligation to maintain the dwelling in good condition. This includes tasks such as cleaning, greasing door hinges, replacing small plumbing parts, and patching up paint and wallpaper. The list of repairs to be carried out by the tenant is not exhaustive, but indicative, which can sometimes lead to disputes with the landlord. It is also important to note that these obligations extend to the exterior parts of the dwelling of which the tenant has exclusive use, such as a private garden. The tenant's responsibility for damage. The tenant is responsible for any damage he may cause in the property. It is the inventory of fixtures carried out at the beginning and end of the lease, which makes it possible to check whether the tenant has fulfilled his obligations. However, it is important to note that the tenant is not responsible for repairs due to obsolescence of the dwelling or its equipment, poor workmanship, a construction defect, an unforeseen incident, or force majeure. These situations are the owner's responsibility. So, while ensuring that the property is maintained in good condition, the tenant must also be aware of his or her rights. Permitted alterations and conversions for tenants. In addition to regular repairs, the tenant is allowed to make certain alterations to the rented property. They may freely carry out decoration work or install equipment that can be easily dismantled without damaging the site. However, for any work involving irreversible modification of the dwelling, the owner's prior written consent is required. In addition, the tenant has the right to carry out adapting the property for disabled people or loss of autonomy. However, these modifications must comply with certain conditions and legal formalities in order to be authorized. Guarantees for tenants in the event of a dispute with the landlord. In the event of a disagreement between the tenant and the landlord concerning repairs or alterations, legal remedies are available to protect the tenant's interests. First of all, it is advisable to keep a written record of all communications with the owner, including requests for repairs or work authorizations, as well as responses received. If an amicable agreement cannot be reached, the tenant may consider requesting the intervention of a mediator or conciliator to facilitate conflict resolution. These neutral third parties can help find a solution that is fair to both parties and avoid the additional expense and hassle of a legal dispute. As a last resort, if no amicable solution is possible, the tenant can initiate legal proceedings by bringing the matter before the competent court. In such cases, it is important to seek the advice of a lawyer specialized in real estate law to defend your rights and obtain a decision that complies with the law.